Well, hello and welcome back to the channel. I have come for a nice late summer's evening down in some local woodland. Those of you that have watched my channel before will have seen me here a fair few times before. Also inspired once again by Mr. David Flower, who's recently done a couple of great videos from here, and his macro photography, whether it's flowers or mushrooms or the different things that he's picked out, really is something quite special. I think he uses quite a vintage lens called a Helios and gets this amazing bokeh in the background. So do check that out. If I remember, Dave, I'll put a link to your channel here. So it is now at about 5 o'clock. I always love coming here because it's always really quiet. I very rarely see people here. I'm actually surprised that Dave isn't here actually tonight, because it looks like there's going to be some really nice light. Now sunset is about 7:30, which is a couple of hours away. What I'm not great at recently is being patient, but I'm going to try and stick around until then. The light's quite nice now, and I'm heading out into this open part of the woodland, where I know there's some really nice trees, and the light that's going to be coming down behind them is going to really give that a nice look. So that's the plan. But as always, if I see anything else that catches my eye, I'll be on to that. But it's all about slowing down a bit, like Dave said in one of his videos, and just making sure we're capturing really sort of significant images and not just anything that catches your eye. But light is really what I want to work with again tonight. So hopefully get some really soft ambient light. It's meant to be almost 100% high cloud. There is a lot of high cloud, so that will give quite a lot of diffused light. It will really soften the sun and give a bit of haze maybe as well. So let's crack on and see what we find. So much for slowing down. I've literally walked out of that woodland around the corner and I've seen a shot right here. So this is quite a popular tree here, but as you can see, it's catching just a little bit of light, like a little pillar box of light that's coming through the trees. I don't know what this is, the sort of grass that's really nice and yellow in the foreground is catching lots of light, but there is a real band of shadow. So what I'm gonna have to make sure I do is get low enough so we've got the grass going into the tree without too much of that shadow in between. I apologise if this is shaking, I'm holding it in my hand, so I'll get set up and then talk you through what I'm gonna try and do. Okay, so you can just about see the composition in the back of the camera there. So we've got the tree in the distance that's really catching the light beautifully. The light isn't too harsh, but I have dialed the exposure just down a little bit, as you can just see there. I've reduced the exposure compensation, or decompensating, I suppose, if you wanted to be technical. I've got this lovely grass in the foreground that's got just a really nice sort of amber colour to it. And I've just about managed to eliminate the line of shadow. There's a bit of separation. So yeah, so I'll just make sure my focus is on. Focusing on the tree. 2 seconds. That's perfect. I've done that at f5.6. That's the lowest, or the widest, sorry, aperture I can get on this lens. Looking at my, yeah, I'm zoomed in a little bit, so I wouldn't be able to use my prime, but I might just try it at some different apertures as well, just to see how that comes out. But I'm really pleased with that as an opening shot, with the light just working beautifully, as you can see on the tree there. So I'll put that up now, and I hope you like that as my first shot. So I hope you enjoyed that shot. I'm really pleased. Well, certainly pleased with how it looks on the camera. I have taken some different apertures just to see which one. So hopefully, you'll have seen it by now. Yeah, so it's just a matter of chilling out a bit now, really, and just waiting. What's lovely about having the drone with me is I can just spend a bit of time getting some drone footage and flying that around, which gives you a lovely viewpoint and perspective as well. So yeah. Might find somewhere to just chill. Go to the other end where the other gate is. That's quite an open space there, so I might just pop the bag down there and just have a chill and a wait, and just see what happens with the light and see what else catches my eye. And there are a group of trees on this side, so I might go and have a look at those. But yeah, just lovely to be out. This is my last night before school starts back tomorrow. So be good, looking forward to that. But I'm also trying to now regularly release a YouTube video every week. So this video won't actually be coming out for another 2 weeks after I've done it, so I'm just trying to get some content sort of in the bank, so I've got that stuff to post. But apparently that's just YouTube punish you quite badly in terms of getting views if you don't regularly release stuff. So hopefully that might make a difference to the channel and get a few more. I've had some lovely shout outs from Dave. I had some really nice conversation, some messages with Simon Booth, and I'd sent him a message with an image of mine, and he'd replied with a bit of constructive criticism that was really helpful, and some info about the channel. So he's brilliant. Go and check him out. His knowledge of woodland and bird song and just everything nature is really incredible. So yeah, do check him out as well. So yeah, I'm going to carry on. I've just spotted some heather, so I might have a peek at that, catching the evening light there, and see if I can compose something from there. But yeah, midges everywhere, or flying things. Right, I've had a nice wander around. Ill prepared again, bad clothing choices, trousers in really quite hot weather, not a great idea, but anyway, it's lovely to be here, and I've got, that sounds like I'm appearing on some show. It's lovely to be here, but it's lovely to be out in the summer sun, and I found some heather. Now, my next trip after this, next weekend, I'm planning to actually go up towards the North York Moors and try and catch some of the heather before that starts to sort of turn and die away. I don't technically know how long it lasts, but this is all still looking beautifully purple at the moment. So I've got a shot lined up here, and basically what I've got is some heather. I had a look across the flowers and just basically picked out a nice sort of close bunch that was probably really nice and colourful, and that I think is the most colourful patch around here. I've varied my compositions. I started quite far away. I've got my 70-200 zoom lens on, and sometimes I quite like having out of focus branches and things in the foreground, but I didn't really fancy that for this. And far off in the distance there's some green, I don't know, bracken that is really quite dark in the frame. So what I've managed to do is get the heather catching the light with an almost black or very dark background that really makes it stand out. I'm making sure I'm coming in from the side, standing where the light is coming in from the side, so that looks really nice. I just need to wait a little bit. I don't have much time before the sun goes behind the tree there, but I'm just going to wait, because the further it gets down, the softer that light will become. So I'll probably take one shot now and then just keep shooting it as the sun drops down. But I'll put that up now and hopefully that's come out well. So I took that shot, and while I was waiting on that composition, I always get a bit impatient and a bit like, oh, what if it's not perfect? So I started tweaking it and moving things around, and I actually found another patch. The group of flowers isn't as colourful as the other one, but I've managed to get the camera low enough that I've actually managed to single out one single piece of heather that's sticking up with the dark background that's, I don't know, probably about 15 metres off in the background, but obviously with the compression, when you zoom in on a zoom lens, I think I'm at 200mm, it brings everything back. I think this on the back of the camera, it looks to me like one of my favourite shots I've ever taken. It's just sat so beautifully, this perfect singular piece of heather with an almost black background. And I've got the focus, I've been really careful with the focus, I've done it manually, just on one of the flowers in the middle that's nice and purple, falling out of focus below it and in the background. So yeah, fingers crossed it will come out, and I'm really, really pleased with it. So I'll show you that one now as well. Okay, so I literally had to drag myself away from that. One of my friends won't like me using the word literally there, because you can't drag yourself, but I had to pull myself away from that shot. I must have taken 50 versions of that exposure, you're just so panicky that you haven't got it right, changing the focus, checking it, and then leaving it a little while to let the light soften a bit. But I think I've probably got it as good as it will be. I might go back to it in a minute, but there's another shot that I want to get in the meantime, which is a silver birch, the one tree that I know. Ooh, that sun's bright, but you'll just be able to see it behind me now, which was that one there. So this silver birch, that I've managed to frame it. There is a tree in the distance behind it, but just where the camera is, I've just got it so you can't see it, and there's a nice bit of black either side of the trunk as the forest goes off into the distance. Lovely trunk with some pattern, some texture catching the light, and some nice green and some green ferns, and then some bracken that's really turning nice orange. So there's some nice shades down at the bottom of it. What I don't like about it is there's a fence post right to the left of it. Can't do much about that, and the rest of the forest is quite messy around it. So what I've done is, again, I've dropped the exposure down. Now I always shoot on aperture priority, and then if I want to darken it, I'll just drop the exposure down. I don't know if it's better to go onto manual settings and darken it by, you know, dialing in a faster shutter speed. I might try that and just see if I get any different results, but do let me know if you do know that. Does using exposure compensation, does that affect sort of the quality and the noise of the image? I don't know, it's just habit that I'm always in aperture priority mode, so I might change that just for this. But the reason I've darkened it down is I want the tree to stand out and there to be real sort of dark tones behind it, which almost gives it quite a ghostly look. But it's getting some lovely warm light now, so I'm going to stay on this one for a little bit longer. If they're the three images I've got, I'd be delighted with those. I really do feel like I've slowed down tonight. Got that one shot as I came in, the heather, and then this one. If there's anything else, then that's great, but if not, fine by me. So yeah, I'll stay with this shot, but when that's done, I'll put it up for you now. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there with that shot, which I'm very, very pleased with. Thank you so much for watching. If I could just remind you, if you wouldn't mind, just if you're not subscribed to the channel and you're watching this, please do subscribe. Please like the video, give it a comment if you liked it. If you didn't like it, then, you know, equally leave a comment, let me know where I can improve. And also, if you click the little bell icon, that will tell you when I'm releasing new videos, which should be every week, roughly about Friday evening. So certainly for the next 2 weeks, next 2 weeks I've got videos, and then next weekend looking to go heather hunting in North Yorkshire. So thanks for all your support. Have a good evening or morning or afternoon or whatever it is, and yeah, I'll see you soon.